This is Ronald Coleman, inviting you to radio's most dramatic half hour, Favorite Story. Out on the plains of Nebraska, there is a remarkable town. The mayor and most of the citizens are orphaned boys under 21 years of age. And the man who has created this refuge for lost and lonely boys is a priest with a great heart and a great will to do good for the world, Father Edward J. Flanagan, the founder of Boys Town. We knew that Father Flanagan would choose an appropriate favorite story for this series, and I know his selection came straight from the heart. For his favorite story is about a lad who resembles many of the citizens of Boys Town, Oliver Twist. The exciting adventures of Oliver in Charles Dickens' London will hold your interest, I'm sure. But we can only regret that poor Oliver couldn't have been spared some of his trials and sufferings by a kindly benefactor like Father Flanagan. So we travel across an ocean and a century to visit the parish workhouse where Oliver Twist was born. Some Charles Dickens music, if you please, to set the mood for Act One of our favorite story.
Mrs. Corney.
Oh, me heart alive. Is that you, Mr. Bumble?
It is indeed. Are you at home, Mrs. Corney?
Well, I'm not at home to many people, Mr. Bumble, being as I'm just having my tea.
Oh.
However, I don't know any reason why I shouldn't be at home to you, Mr. Bumble. No reason at all.
Thank you, Mrs. Corney. I don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if you do what, Mr. Bumble?
Didn't you invite me to have some tea?
Why, you just read me mind. That's what you did, Mr. Bumble. You just read me mind. Won't you have some tea now? Just sit you down there in the easy chair and read the newspaper, Mr. Bumble. And I'll pour you a cup.
Well, don't mind if I do. Oh, it's bad news.
What's bad news, Mr. Bumble?
Those American colonies, Mrs. Corney, they're revolting again. Those Americans are nothing but revolutionists, every last one of them, Mrs. Corney. Got to show our strength. Fur man.
Now, don't you worry about them colonies, Mr. Bumble.
Fur man.
Don't you fret. You just leave it up to King George. That's his worry. Lord only knows you've got enough on your mind, Mr. Bumble. What with being beadle of the parochial workhouse and all. Here's your tea.
You're right. Right. The responsibilities of me high office weighs heavy on me soul, Mrs. Corney. I do everything in me power to save these wretched paupers. Why, the day afore yesterday, ma'am, just before the snowstorm, one of the lazy wretches with scarcely a rag on his back.
Oh, please, Mr. Bumble.
I beg your pardon, ma'am. But you being a married woman, I can speak plainly to you. With scarce a rag on his back, comes begging to me door at the workhouse. I give him a full pound of potatoes, a full pound, mind you. And he asks for a coat to keep him warm. He says, I'll die in the street, says the vagrant. Oh, no, you won't, says I. And you know what he did?
What, Mr. Bumble?
He went out and he did die on the street. There's an obstinate pauper for you.
Give 'em an inch, Mr. Bumble, and they take a mile. Aye, Mr. Bumble. Mr. Bumble, what are you staring at in that paper?
This advertisement.
Well, what does it say?
5 guineas. 5 guineas reward will be paid for any information concerning a young boy named Oliver Twist.
Oliver Twist?
Aye.
Why, that's the little rascal that caused such a fuss a few months back. Wasn't it, Mr. Bumble?
It was indeed, Mrs. Corney. 5 guineas they'll pay for any information concerning his past history.
I'll give him information. A real troublemaker he was, that Oliver Twist. 5 guineas. I'll go and give him the information, Mr. Bumble. You, as has so many duties here at the workhouse, can't...
No. Couldn't think of it, Mrs. Corney. I'll give him the information. 5 guineas.
Oh, no. Let me take that worry off your shoulders, Mr. Bumble. 5 guineas.
All right. We'll both go and give the information. 2 guineas, 10 and 6 each.
Where is the boy? Do you know?
That we don't.
We don't know where he is, but we do know where he's been.
Tell me, and the 5 guineas are yours.
Well, Oliver Twist was a foundling at our parish workhouse.
Born of low and vicious parents.
Is that his family name? Twist?
Oh, Lord, no. Nobody knows what his family name is.
You see, sir, I name all orphans in alphabetical order. The last was S. Swabble, I named him. This one was T. Twist, I named him. Next to be Unwin, Wilkins, Wombley, and so forth. Clever, eh? Clever.
Tell me, what can you say of the boy's disposition?
Oh, bad. Very bad.
Ungrateful and malicious. Well, I remember once at dinner, after we'd given the workhouse people an allowance of healthy gruel, this Oliver comes up to me and pushes his empty plate in my face.
Mr. Bumble?
What? How dare you speak till you're spoken to, pauper?
Please, Your Majesty, Your Honor, Your Grace,
Well, speak up.
I'm most frightfully hungry, sir.
Didn't you have the dinner the parish provides?
I had a cupful of thin oatmeal, sir, but I want some more.
More?
I can't keep alive on what little you give me, sir. You must have more, so it pleases you, Mr. Bumble, sir.
Well, it seems the boy must have some more, Mrs. Corney.
Oh, dear.
We don't take good enough care of him.
Oh, dear.
Twist!
Yes, sir?
Perhaps your mother would take better care of you.
My mother's dead, sir.
Your father, then. Let him give you another plate of gruel.
You know my father is dead, too, sir. Pray don't taunt me, sir.
Silence! Oliver Twist, since you have neither mother nor father, you must depend on the charity of the parochial workhouse for board and keep. And them as lives on charity has no rights to ask for more. Notice how masterful I handled this situation, Mrs. Corney. Oliver Twist, not only shall you not have more, but all day tomorrow not one spoonful of the parish food shall touch your ungrateful mouth.
Oh, no, Mr. Bumble. Don't be so cruel. Then I shall starve, surely.
Starve? You have no right to starve, boy. You're a workhouse pauper, and you do as your overseer tells you. Now back to your bench.
Yes, sir. Whatever you say.
More gruel.
Oh, Mr. Bumble, you're so handsome when you show your authority.
I am. Handsome?
Handsome as a blue jay, Mr. Bumble.
Oh, no.
Is that you, Oliver? Not so loud, please. You might wake up Mr. Bumble.
What are you doing up at this hour?
I'm running off.
Where, little one? Where could you run off to?
I don't know. London, perhaps. They could never find me in a big city like London. Could they?
But, little one, what will you do there? No one knows you. You'll starve.
I'm starving here. What difference does it make? In London, at least I shall be able to make my own way and hold my head up proud.
God bless you, little Oliver.
Oh, Oh, thank you, ma'am. That's the first time anyone ever asked God to bless me.
God bless you then, and speed you on your way.
Hello, McCovey. What's the row?
Oh, I walked for 7 days getting to London from the country, and I'm very tired.
Say, you're a skinny one now. Got any lodgings?
No,
Money?
no,
Hungry?
very.
Well, don't fret your eyelids, sonny. I know a spectable old gentleman who lives right in the next square. He'll give you lodgings for nothing and never ask for change. That is, if Jack Dawkins introduces you to him.
Is that your name, Mr. Dawkins?
Few as calls me by it. I'm known in my profession as the Artful Dodger. And what do they call you?
Oliver Twist.
Twist? That's a lark. Fagin'll teach you to twist soon enough, my boy. Come with me. This is him, Fagin. My new pal, Oliver Twist. Oliver, this is Fagin.
I'm pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Fagin.
We're very glad to see you, Oliver. Very. Dodger, take off the sausages and draw a tub near the fire for Oliver.
Righto.
You're a staring at all the pocket handkerchiefs hanging round the room, eh, my dear? Well, there's a good many of them, ain't there? We've got them out ready for the wash, that's all.
Oh, the wash.
Oh, Dodger, my fine lad.
Yeah?
What have you got for me tonight?
Here are a couple of pocketbooks.
Lined?
Pretty well.
Not so heavy as they might be, but very neat and nicely made. What else have you manufactured for me, my dear Dodger?
Wipes. 4 of them.
Very good ones. Silk. Oliver, you'd like to be able to make pocket handkerchiefs as easy as Dodger now, wouldn't you?
Yes, indeed, sir. If you'll be so good as to teach me.
Blimey, what a green one. Why should we make things, laddie, when we can pluck 'em out of people's pockets?
You mean all these things are stolen?
Oh, such an odd word, Oliver. We don't like to use it, my dear. Removed, we say. Removed without the owners knowing it.
A good business, Oliver. You're lucky you fell in with me and Fagin. You can live sweet and easy out of other people's pockets.
No,
No, my dear?
it's stealing. It's wrong. I won't do it. I won't.
Do as old Fagin says, my dear, because your life depends on it. Shall we eat our sausages?
The hero of our favorite story is a young lad with a thin white face and tattered clothes. Oliver Twist, straight from the pages of Charles Dickens' immortal novel. Henry Blair is the boy who plays Oliver in our favorite story production, and the story was picked for us by Miss Irene Dunn. Here's Act 2. London of 100 years ago was a cold place for a 9-year-old boy without family and without friends. All against his will, Oliver Twist was drawn into Fagin's gang of pickpockets and petty thieves. In spite of his protests, he was sent out into the streets with the Artful Dodger to learn the tricks of stealing wallets and handkerchiefs.
I won't learn. I want to be good.
You've been good all your life so far, Covey. And where's it got you? Try being bad for a while. The change will do you good. Now, look. See that old man by the bookstall with the wipe in his waistcoat pocket? I'll wager a bob I can pick his handkerchief and his pocketbook, and he won't miss a word in that book he's reading.
No, Dodger, don't. It's wrong.
Toodaloo, Govey. Here goes the Dodger to prove how artful he is.
Come back. Come back. You'll get caught. You'll...
What? Pickpocket!
Run, Oliver! Don't just stand there! Run, run!
It was a boy! Just a little fellow. Darted away before I could catch him. There he is.
Not me, sir.
What have you done with my wallet, young ragamuffin? And my handkerchief?
I didn't steal them, sir. Please, don't shake me.
I saw you skulking about. You go to prison, young fellow. Old Bailey is where you belong.
I beg you, good sir. Please hear me. I was with the boy who stole your things, but I had nothing to do with it. I swear.
Well, you don't look like a thief.
Believe me, good sir. Don't send me to prison. I've had a very hard time, and I fell in with bad companions. But I want to be good.
Well, bless me soul. I believe you. No tears, little fellow. You've no family.
My mother and father died, sir. And I ran away from the workhouse because they were cruel to me.
Well, bless me soul. Well, I can't leave you in the street, can I, with no place to go? We'll take you home. Give you fine clothes, fill you full of beef and kidney pie, and... No. There's something we'll have to do ahead of all that.
What, sir?
We'll have to give you a bath. There. How do you feel now, Oliver?
Oh, I've never felt so good before, Mr. Brownlow. Truly, I didn't believe there could be so much food in one place anywhere in the world.
And I didn't believe you could stuff it all away in that little stomach of yours. Tell me this. Are you happy here, Oliver? Do you like me? I know I'm a fat, stodgy old man, but you do like me a little, don't you?
I think you're the most wonderful man in all the world, Mr. Brownlow. And I've never been so happy in all my life.
Good.
How can I repay you, sir, for your kindness? Let me work for you.
Not necessary, little Oliver. But I say, there is one thing you may do for me.
Name it, Mr. Brownlow, and I'll do it fast as ever I can.
The bookshop where we met. This parcel must go back. And I say, give the bookseller this £5 note. He will give you change.
I'll bring it back in a twinkling, Mr. Brownlow. And don't worry, I shan't lose a farthing.
There he is. After him, Dodger.
Who is it?
Thought you run away from us, did you, McCovey?
Dodger! Fagin!
How did you expect, my dear? Keep these arms pinned tight, Dodger.
That's right-o. Would you look at him now, Fagin? All dressed up in rich folks' togs. And with books, too. Nothing but a little gentleman, ain't you, Sir Oliver?
Let me go! Let me go!
Cease your straggling, my dear. It'll do you no good.
Look, Fagin, what I found in his pocket.
A £5 note. Well, we do have rich friends, don't we, Oliver?
That belongs to a kind old gentleman. He'll think I stole it.
Won't that be a pity now? This couldn't have happened better if we'd chosen our time.
Mr. Brownlow! Mr.
Got him,
Brownlow!
Dodger.
I got him,
That's the idea. Come along peaceful to our lodgings, my dear, where we can put you under lock and key.
A week it's been, Mr. Bumble, since Oliver Twist went out that door. I've had the police searching for him, then I advertised in the paper.
Which advertisement Mrs. Corney and me observed.
Do you really believe the boy ran off with my money and the new suit of clothes?
Of course he did, Mr. Brownlow. A thieving rascal, that's all he is.
He was born a bad one and he'll die a bad one. Mark our words, Mr. Brownlow.
Here is your 5 guineas.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you kindly.
And I pray that as long as I live, I shall never again hear the name Oliver Twist.
This is the house.
Are you certain of it, Dodger?
There's the name on his letterbox. Brownlow.
I won't do it for you. You beast.
Ain't it frightful the way he talks to his elders, Dodger? And we thought you was a well-mannered little gentleman, my dear.
Mr. Brownlow was a good, kindly man. I won't rob for you.
You needn't do that stealing, Kobe. I'll just hoist you in the window and you scamper down the stairs and let Fagin and me in the front door. We'll take care of the rest.
I won't help you rob Mr. Brownlow. I'll die first.
Peculiar you should mention that, my dear. Do you know what this instrument is called, Oliver?
Yes, sir. A pistol.
When you go in that window, Oliver, this pistol will be pointed square at the nape of your neck. And if old Fagin hears but a whisper or a floorboard creak, the Dodger and me will be crying bitter tears at your funeral. Do you understand? My dear.
Yes, sir.
Hoist him, Dodger. In the window you go.
Righto, Fagin.
Shh. Easy, Doc.
Over the ledge now. That's me, Kobe.
I'm watching you, Oliver. Hurry, my dear, and unlatch Mr. Brownlow's front door.
Mr. Brownlow, wake up! Your house is being robbed! Mr. Brownlow!
Oh. Oliver Twist. Bless me. The boy is bleeding.
I won't steal for you. He was so good to me. I won't help you rob him.
There, my boy. Everything's all right.
Mr. Brownlow, where am I? What?
You're in the softest feather bed in London, Oliver. But you've been a sick boy. A very sick boy.
All I remember was trying to wake you, and then everything turned black.
They tried to kill you. The murderers. But you don't ever need worry about Mr. Fagin again, or any of his thieves. They've been rounded up by the police, my boy. They're safely put away in Old Bailey.
How long have I been here, Mr. Brownlow?
3 weeks now, but the doctor says you'll be up and around before the month is gone.
Then you forgive me for running off with your money and your books?
It was not your fault, little one. And those at the workhouse, Mr. Bumble and Mrs. Corney, they that gave me such a bad report of you, I've had them investigated, Oliver. It's shameful the way they've abused the poor people in the workhouse. They're to be discharged, my boy. And they may go to prison for their bad treatment of the people in their care.
Oh, no. Please, Mr. Brownlow. They should be punished for all their cruelty, but not prison, sir. They aren't really bad people. Don't let them send Mr. Bumble and poor old Mrs. Corney to prison.
Oh, Mr. Bumble, I shudders to think what might have become of us were it not for that dear, sweet boy, Oliver Twist.
I knew when I named him he'd turn out a fine, upstanding lad. What to do us a good turn one day, Mrs. Corney.
They'd have put us away, Mr. Bumble, if it wasn't for the kind words from little Oliver. Bless him.
It's a hard life we have ahead of us now, Mrs. Corney, with our positions took away from us.
Particular hard for me, Mr. Bumble, who is a poor widow woman with no strong arm to protect her. Oh, I thank the good Lord that Mr. Corney left me a small monthly income.
Want that considerate of Mr. Corney now? Is it enough to keep a body alive?
With careful planning, I think I can make ends meet, Mr. Bumble.
I've heard it said that two can live more cheaply than one, Mrs. Corney.
Have you now, Mr. Bumble?
Yes, and I've been thinking that if you was to merge your household with a respectable gentleman, it might result in some slight financial saving to you.
Why, Mr. Bumble, what are you saying?
I hope you won't think me presuming, Mrs. Corney, what with your husband hardly cold in his grave.
Mr. Corney's been gone 25 years, Mr. Bumble. And I have every reason to suspect that he's about as cold as he's going to get.
Well, then, Mrs. Corney, what I mean to say is, well, what I'm a driving at is, will you?
Why, of course I will, Mr. Bumble.
I'm going to kiss you, Mrs. Corney.
Oh, I shall scream, Mr. Bumble. I shall scream. Oh!
Ah, we's all weak creatures, Mrs. Bumble.
We is weak creatures, one and all.
All's well that ends well, they say. And these adventures of Oliver Twist, which we have brought you in the past half hour, seem to have worked out to the full satisfaction of everyone concerned. It's been a pleasure to have you in our audience for another favorite story broadcast. Miss Irene Dunn chose this famous Charles Dickens novel as her selection for favorite story. Next week, you're going to meet a man without a head. The story is Washington Irving's delightful Legend of Sleepy Hollow. And we promise you that the headless horseman will ride again through the mysterious moonlight to the terror and consternation of poor Ichabod Crane. If you're an old frequenter of Sleepy Hollow, then I know you won't want to miss this broadcast. But if you've never met Ichabod Crane and all his friends from the Hudson River Valley, then you have a real treat in store. Next week on Favorite Story. We hope you'll be listening.